Hand it over to Subhash.
Hey guys, thanks for coming today. It was a lot of hard work and effort with the team today, and I just want to thank to all the volunteers who have come and made this successful. So if you don't mind, can you just give a big round of applause? Also, I want to thank all of our sponsors. I mean, I deeply appreciate the sponsors' help. We couldn't make this free without our sponsors. I mean, I tried to do this, make it free for the community, because I truly believe that as a community, we all should be able to help each other out, especially grow, learn about new technologies and expand in our knowledge about big data and the various possibilities it has. So if you can give another round of applause for all of our sponsors. So, is Shahan around? Shahan, are you there? Okay, so we're going to have Control Collective. This is Control Collective, the co-working space. It just opened up about a month ago. So Shahan, he's one of the founders of this Control Collective, and he's going to give a brief talk about them. So a round of applause for them, please. Thank you.
Hey everybody, just wanted to thank you all for coming out, and also wanted to thank Subhash and the rest of the Big Data Daily team, the volunteers and sponsors for throwing this awesome event in our space. And if you like our place and if you ever need co-working, private office, or need to throw an event or anything, feel free to go to our website, controlcollective.com, or reach out to me. And I'd be happy to explain what our mission is and what we're trying to do out here. Thank you all for coming.
So just a quick thing, I don't know if you noticed, we may not very well organized out here. We, most of us are developers, we just try to do this off our spare time. So I hope you guys have a great time out here today. We try to do the best we can. Given all the logistics and the runaround we have to do, we try to make this best for you. So if you guys have any questions or concerns, please feel free to reach out to us. We have speaker surveys and we have sessions surveys at the end of every talk. So please feel free to fill them up when you have a chance. We're going to be raffling off a bunch of gifts today. I don't know if we have iPad minis, iWatches, Google Nexus 9, Chromecast, Chromebook. Just amazing amount of raffles. So if you stick around till the end of the day, if you go to the networking reception, if you stick around and you have one of those coupons, you will probably win something. So definitely stick around till the end of the day, probably will win something. So with that, let me bring on Joe. He's one of the co-organizers for today's event, and we're going to kick off with the first keynote.
Thanks everybody for coming out to this event. We have a really nice crowd here. To kick it off, I'd like to let all of you who don't already know, the City of Los Angeles is doing a lot of work in the open data field, and they're really rocking it. And one of the big reasons for that is that they brought on Abhi Neimani to be Chief Data Officer of Los Angeles. And so we're very honored to have Abhi here today to be our very first keynote. So please help me welcome Abhi Neimani.
Good morning. Can you guys hear me okay? Yeah? So first of all, it's 9 a.m. on a Saturday morning and you're here. So can I get a round of applause for all of you for spending time today? And also, this space is beautiful. I don't know if you've got a chance to walk around. Control Collective has been a big partner with the City of Los Angeles for events that we're doing. And I can't say how thrilled I am to see this space launch and be here today. So again, one more round of applause for them. Thank you for that. I don't know if the slides are going to come on. If they don't, I'll talk. Friends, it's good to be here. But I got to tell you, I struggled a bit with this presentation. I struggled because I wasn't sure what to talk about. Today's a whole day around big data, and my obvious thought was to... I screwed up? Yeah, the tech guy is screwing up the technology. There you go. My obvious thought was to come before you and talk about all the interesting and cool things that we're doing in the city around big data. So we're doing things like reducing pedestrian auto collisions, so making sure you don't get hit while you're crossing the intersection, to 0. We're doing big data analysis around that. We're also trying to make sure that the new parks that get built service everyone. Actually, this is a really cool app, and I'm just going to talk about it because I'm going to talk about it a lot. Is the Parks Department built this app called RapStat that they do predictive modeling around where new parks should be and see what kinds of people would come to that park and what activities would be popular. I like to call this like a real-life Sim City. So those are the things I was going to talk to you about. But then it occurred to me that in no way am I as smart as the other speakers are going to have talked to you about big data. I'm really not. And more importantly, that when we think about cities, when we think about this city, I think there's a more profound conversation we need to have than just data. And so to give an example of that, to kind of illustrate that to you, I'm going to tell you a story about an old company I used to work for. I used to work for an organization called Code for America that I don't know if anyone's familiar with. And what we did there is that we sent fellows, developers, designers, big data people into cities to solve really hard problems they had. This isn't just upgrading the mainframe. This isn't just doing a DBA migration, right? This is solving a big problem they had. And in San Francisco 3 years ago, we worked on the problem of food stamps enrollment. So how do people engage with social services? And a friend of mine, a guy named Jake, wrote a really interesting blog post about what he learned through that experience. So I'm going to steal his phrase for a second and say, what I want to talk to you all about is people, not data. People, not data. So what these fellows did is they actually immersed themselves deeply in the process. They actually signed up for food stamps themselves to see what the process was like. They went to different social service offices to see what that process was like. And Jake saw something really interesting when he went to one of the social service centers. He saw a grown man, 6'5", on his knees in front of the desk because the microphone was too low for him to be able to speak into it. That's the lack of empathy that we have in some of our public sector delivery sites. A grown man trying to get food on his table had to get on his knees at this government office to enroll in this program. So the problem that they identified, one big problem they identified in this process is this thing called churn. That a lot of people who sign up for social services get kicked off because they don't know how to renew or they don't re-enroll, right? And here's why. They get letters, like paper letters sent to them that say things like this. It's changed from $200 to $200. Like, it's just nonsensical. And more importantly, it's in English. And as we think about in San Francisco, and more importantly here in Los Angeles, you have to be thinking more about different types of languages and different ways to communicate. So they have a very simple idea. And again, this isn't big data. This is simple technology. They just created an SMS app. So literally now, if you're potentially going to lose your social services in San Francisco and a bunch of other cities in the state, you just get a text. You get a text that says, hey, you need to re-enroll. Hey, this is happening. You should update something. So you can be proactive about it. And by the way, they did it in lots of different languages, right? Because you can do that with technology. Again, not big data, simple technology. So I bring this general story up as the way I think about technology and data for cities. I think it's less about big, and it's more about human. How do we create technology and experiences that are profoundly human and empathetic to the people that we're trying to serve? So, people, not data. Okay, well, not just people, not data. I actually think it's also puppies, not data. Just to lighten it up, it's really good. So this is a picture of a dog of a friend of mine, a guy named Kevin Curry, who I used to work with when I was at Code for America. We had a staff meeting one day on Google Hangout, and he was like sweating, looked super frantic. I was like, Kevin, what's going on? He's like, Abhi, we just lost our dog. We just lost Pearl. And I was like, Kevin, what the hell are you doing in this conference call? Go find your dog, right? So he left. They started putting up signs like you typically do. They started roaming around the streets to find it. Then they had a better idea. They saw a UPS driver coming by, and they told the UPS driver, we've lost our dog, can you help us find it? Right? And in any city, you've got dozens, if not hundreds of UPS trucks running around the city at the same time. And so because of that, that UPS driver got on the horn, told everyone else, missing this really ugly looking pit bull, or whatever the hell that dog is. I'm a Yorkshire Terrier guy myself. Missing this dog, can you help find it? Within 45 minutes, that network was able to find the dog and get it back to Kevin, right? And the point here is about networks and not just data. How can you engage people in a networked, collaborative fashion to solve problems? Using data, as it were, that this dog was missing, right? But engage those people in a way to help them solve the problem collaboratively throughout the network. And so we're trying to do that here in LA. So who here drove today? So again, 8 o'clock on a Saturday morning isn't like 5 o'clock on Friday night, right? Traffic's a little different. I think I got here in like 20 minutes from downtown. I was stunned. So traffic is always a big problem, particularly here, right? And traffic gets worse when you see things like this, right? When you see a road closure that you didn't expect, and you go reroute yourself, right? Or if DWP is tearing up a street to fix the pipes, right? So we recognize this and we realize, well, we should let you know proactively if that's going to happen. And so we set up a partnership with Waze, which I'm guessing most of you used who drove here to get here, right? Where now they take our live open data about road closures and special events and include that into Waze so that when you're getting routes from Waze, they can proactively plan around that, right? So that itself is great, and hopefully you all benefit from that. But here's what I think is really interesting, is we made it two-way. We said that if, Waze, if we're going to give you this data and you're going to use it, we want something else that you're going to do for us and for the citizens of Los Angeles. So what happens now is anytime that there's a hit and run, anytime that there's a kidnapping, Waze now shows you that in the application. So if you're at downtown at 7th and Fig and there was just a kidnapping in that area, you'll get a push notification that says, hey, this just happened. Did you see anything? And you can report that back to us. And then our police officers, our law enforcement can use that data to actually help solve that problem. And to me, I think this is a really exciting and important piece of how we can change the way we do public service delivery, right? Instead of just our network of police officers roaming around trying to figure out what's going on, now all the citizens are empowered to actually help solve the problem with us. Because at the end of the day, this is our city, we all live here, and we all need to make it better. So, my general point on this is instead of just thinking of building new applications for government, can we involve government issues and public sector questions in other applications? So in all the applications that you all develop and all the companies you work for, can we make all apps more civic? All right, so finally, and I think I'm probably going over time, so sorry, Joe, is open data. And this is really my pitch and my ask for you all. So we as a city believe deeply in the idea that anything that the mayor sees, anything that I see, you should see. He's told me that many times himself. And so we've made that real. So we have an open data portal. Has anyone gone there before? Nice. And everyone else is going to raise their hand in an hour, right? It's mobile responsive. You can do it on your phone. This is our open data portal, data.lacity.org. We published 310 data sets there. Which is one of the best in the country. And more importantly, we were just ranked #1 in the country around open data. Whoop, LA. And so this data is available to you in open APIs. You can download it. You can do whatever you want with it. We don't care. We just want you to use this data. But just putting it out there isn't good enough, right? So we've made a commitment to be pretty proactive around engaging people, and this is again where I'm going to get to my ask, because I'm a politician, I'm always going to ask you for something. So we had a big hackathon at the Department of Water and Power 3 weeks ago. I don't know if anyone was there. Yeah, a couple people. Okay. Next one, you'll come to more. Where 600 people came together to spend their weekend from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. for 2 days to use open data to help make their communities better. And we focused on 3 key topics. Immigration, because LA has the largest population of people affected by immigration reform efforts that are happening, 550,000 people. Traffic, because, well, traffic. And drought, because I don't know if you guys have heard, but there's a water problem. So we focused on those two things. 22 different solutions were created in those 2 days, right? Wonderful, amazing. But that's really, to me, just the start, right? What I want to see more of is people doing this on an ongoing basis. And in fact, that's what we're starting to do. There's a group called Hack for LA, and I'll get to this more in a second, that has monthly meetups. And the next one's Tuesday at 7 o'clock at Hub LA downtown, where every month over 100 people show up, and it sells out just like this event did. It sells out because people are willing to come together and work together to help make this city better. And that would be my ask to you all, is think about using the fantastic skills that you have, the profound skills. And yes, let's use big data, even though that's not what I was talking about. Let's use big data to actually make this city better. So, in closing, I would say we should think about people, not just data. We should think about networks, not just data. And I think most importantly, we should think about this city, the city that we all love, the city that we all live in, and not just data. So, hackforla.org. Thank you guys.